I'm Brooke Weiland. I'm a fine art photographer and an entrepreneur. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm sitting here in my art gallery in Manhattan Beach, California. All of these are my artwork, and all of these images came out of an iPhone. That's right. Everything in my gallery, all of my current artwork is from my phone. And you can't see it, but there's a lot of other pieces, and some of them are much larger than even the ones behind me. And it's interesting to me that people are fascinated when they come in here and they find out my pictures came from the phone. It's just, it launches into a whole discussion. So I thought what I would do is make a video about what do you do when you have an idea about something that's different than the norm. With photography, people are really obsessed with the equipment. Personally, I've never been much of an equipment kind of person, a technical person. I don't follow directions very well. I have used many kind of cameras. When I first started taking pictures in college, there were no digital cameras. I just had film and I developed it in a darkroom. So, I've done all the things, but I never loved it. I never loved those things. I like spontaneity. The phone gives me that ability to be spontaneous. So personally, I like that. But with photography, there's people get really into the technicality of it, and also not just the technicality of the equipment, but even composition has to look like this. And, there's like all these rules that people have. Like, I don't like rules. Don't like them. So with me, a little bit about me, when I first started to work as a photographer, actually was a social media content creator slash social media manager. I didn't really think of myself as an artist, but I knew I could take a good picture. And that became very important, obviously, with the development of Instagram. And so I that became part of my offering as a social media manager. And I got really good at just walking into any type of business and being able to create content. And then people started to ask to buy my artwork, which I had taken with my phone. And I'm an entrepreneur. I've had several different businesses, and so if someone wants to buy something, I want to sell it to them. So I learned about fine art printing from digital. I had done, like I said, I had developed film and stuff, but I didn't know about printing digital pieces. And I educated myself. And in the beginning, I just offered very small pieces. I was kind of afraid. A lot of the photo labs that I had worked with, it was like, well, you can't blow up an iPhone picture that big. That's not going to look good. But, I'm the kind of person, if you tell me you can't do it, I'm going to do it. Like, for sure. Now I have to do it, right? That's just the way it is. So, people started to ask for big prints. And so I thought, I'm going to figure this out. And so here's the things that I've learned. If you're an artist, whatever kind of artist you are, or whatever kind of entrepreneur you are, or just whatever you're doing, if you have a new idea, you're working in an office and you just have a new idea for how things could run smoothly, if you have an idea that other people don't get, you get to have your idea and your vision and you get to put it out there. That's the way it is. And what's good to realize, it took me a while to realize. I used to be kind of angry and defensive and rebellious. Maybe I'm still rebellious, but I'm not angry and defensive anymore, or not as much. Maybe sometimes. I mean, I'm a human being. But what I realized is people aren't in your head. They don't know. You have an idea. It's your job to materialize it and then to show people. You can't just talk about it and expect them to get it before you show it to them. And so let them off the hook. And here's the thing, if you don't believe in it, they're not going to believe in you. If you are waiting for someone else to believe in you, good luck. That's not the way to go. That's not the way things work. I learned the hard way. I'm giving you some good advice here. If you see it, feel it, put it out there. So when I first started producing prints from my phone, I was insecure about it because I know about the equipment and the snobbery and whatever. And I, wasn't so sure. I kind of was like, I don't know, but I also have that rebellious streak that was like, I'm gonna figure this out. Um, and little by little, I started to realize I don't have to listen this technical, that technical, whatever. If I like this piece, even if it's not technically perfect, it's my art and I like it. And I'm going to put it out there how I like it. Um, and so what I started to do in the beginning, I would tell people in advance, like, oh, I, I, I'm creating art for my phone. And they would really, it was like, people didn't like that. So what I did is one of the first art shows I did, I made pieces, I put them out there and let people look at them and feel into them. And then I would say that it came from the phone. And that was a whole different experience. And that's when I really learned you've got to do it, you got to feel it, you got to respect yourself and your idea, and then you have to show it. And then let people look at it in that way instead of when I would say it first, I was looking for approval. That's what I realize now. But when I just went ahead and made the pieces that I wanted to make the way I wanted to make them and just put them out there and then just let people decide what they think. And then, when someone already sees something and they like it, now you tell them it's the phone and now there's a whole different experience. So I would say that forget about rules. There really are no rules. The thing that I've come to realize, what are rules? What even is that? We live on this spinning ball in space where these like bodies moving around, like nobody really knows what's going on. Who makes up these rules, right? It's so silly to me. Like when you really stop and think about rules, it doesn't, it's all irrelevant. And people constantly are doing new things. So be one of those people, do something new. The key is don't put it on anybody else to approve of it. You do you, put it out there in the way that you see it. Do your best. Don't worry about if people are going to like it or not. And roll the dice, see how it goes. I've had all kinds of mixed reactions to my artwork. But what I notice is in the beginning, again, when I was more insecure about it, I would get more criticism. And now that I feel great about it, generally I tracked the people that they like the work. It's for them. It's not for everybody. That's okay. But the more I feel good about it, the more I attract the customers that they feel good about it. And it's a match for them. So I think the most important thing, takeaway, I hope, is feel good about what you're doing. Take whatever steps. If you have an idea, don't even talk to people. But I mean, if you need advice, like just how to get started, that's fine. Take in information, but take it in and then decide, is this information going to be relevant for me or not? And if it's not, that's okay. Even if you're getting advice from an expert in the field, you don't have to take their advice and apply it to what you're doing. Like with the photographs, I've worked with in photo labs where there are like the best of the best, really expert people, like, and they're very technical, and that's wonderful. And sometimes it's really helpful to have that information. And then other times I have to sit there and say, gosh, I really like this person and I appreciate their perspective. And I'm gonna go with my perspective. And it's not, you know, we're just coming from different vantage points. And at the end of the day, it's my piece of art. So, but it took me a while to figure that out. I used to listen, I used to have to think, I used to think that I had to do what this expert said or that expert said. And now I realize I'm the expert on my stuff. And I love, love, love to take in new information. And I love to know I can take this information or leave it. And it's not anything against the other person, or, I don't have to like argue for it has to be this way and they have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So I think the best piece of advice is do it for yourself and no one else. Take in information with gratitude for people that share it with you, and know that you make the final decisions for you. What you say goes with your creation, whatever your creation is, whether it's a piece of art or a proposal at work, whatever it is, you get to do it the way that feels good to you. And if you do it like that without sort of pushing against anything and just doing it for your own pleasure, you'll be surprised what you can do. Like create a gallery full of art out of the phone in a field that is so device oriented. You could do something a little different, right? Something that I was a little bit embarrassed about in the beginning now is like the point that I think I'm most proud of, or one of the things I'm most proud of, that I figured out something a little different. And again, I didn't set out, it just unfolded naturally. Um, but yeah, anyways, it's fun. I hope maybe I inspired somebody to try something new. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you have questions, please, or just if you have anything to say in the comments, positive or negative, I like positive, but if you have questions, maybe you have more questions about taking pictures with your phone, I'm going to talk more too about how to feel into being an artist and those kind of things. But if you have specific questions that you think I might be able to answer, I'm happy to answer or make another video. I'm just starting out this channel and kind of trying to come up with ideas that I think people might